I'm probably not the only one who checks every now and then what Google has to say about him or herself. And a week or two ago, I got this nice surprise. I searched for who is Guus Goorts, and I got to see an entire AI overview summarizing what I do professionally. And that, of course, is a marketer's dream, especially if what it says is actually accurate, which was the case. And I think being accurately represented in panels like this, whether this is, of course, your personal name or it's your university institution or it's about a specific course or a subject area and mentioning you there as an important source, it becomes more and more important. And the reason for that is that zero-click is on the rise. That means that when people search, whether they're searching in Google or whether they're going to ChatGPT or another AI chatbot, people expect answers, not necessarily will they go to look at your web page. So I follow SparkToro, and their newsletter written by Amanda is always very on the ball on this. And we just simply see that the click-through from Google search results drops a lot once there is an AI overview shown. So the game now is no longer to lure people to click through to your website. Of course, if they do that, then that's fine, but that is going to be harder and harder just because of how Google is designed. And if people already have the answer from Google, they won't come to your website. So you want to make sure that you are represented, you are mentioned in the answers, in the sentences, and the answers also reflect what you want the answers to reflect. So how to make this happen? So I didn't set out to achieve this exact result, but there are a number of things that played in my favor, some of which you may be able to copy and some of which you won't. For example, I have the advantage of having a unique name. My last name, Goorts, is fairly uncommon in the Netherlands, and my first name, well, there is just not any other person that has the same combination of first and last name. So this can already play against you if you want to or if you're representing an organization that has a name that can be confused with others. You'll have to find a way to change the name a little bit, at least how it's mentioned online, and to be very consistent about it. Because once there are multiple entities that have basically the same name, then it's going to muddle these kinds of AI overviews. So another thing that is actually easy to replicate is that I am mentioned consistently on multiple websites. This is important because Google is not going to take one website for for the truth, even though that would be my personal website. So even though a lot of the information in the AI overview comes pretty much straight from my bio page, it is still cross-referenced from LinkedIn, from Amazon, where I have an author page and I have the books listed there, and from study.eu and other event pages where I have presented and where a similar bio has been posted. So this consistency is important. Google doesn't want to see contradictions there, because then it won't be able to confidently put it into the overview. And of course, if you are marketing an education institution of any kind, then this is harder because you have more people posting on behalf of the same brand. So, but when you are aligned, when you know what your brand stands for and what should be mentioned, and this is clear across across people and departments, then you will naturally start to achieve this kind of consistency, and you will raise the chances of also appearing like this. Then I made use on the website of structured markup, and that is basically some code in the back of the website, not visible to people who use their browser, but visible to Google and to chatbots and LLMs that crawl the website, which actually ties these pieces together. So which explicitly says, this is Guus Goorts, and these and these and these pages on these domains are all referring to the same person. Again, this makes the this makes it much lower risk for Google to put a AI overview piece there. So what made most of the difference? I think it's three things. It's my bio page, because I put it on just recently. Before that, there wasn't a bio page on my website at all. Then structured data, as well as the fact that I've written books and that these books are available widely. So this is also something that can be verified. So this is the top of the bio page. I'm here below. Look at me. It's a fairly long page, but I did find that essentially the AI overview rephrases what is in here. So you just have to put it out there. If you want to be known for something, you have to make sure that it is very explicitly stated that this institution is known for ABCD, and you make it credible. Then when we look at the schema markup, you'll see above here how the code looks like. You can't really read it, but what it does is basically it's an agreed upon language that will define me as a person, and it will make that very much easy to read for AI. So this is added to the back code portion of the pages, which is not visible when you browse. And one section or one thing that shows up here is this sameAs attribute. So it will say that this guusgoorts.com, my own website, refers to the same person as my Calendly link, my LinkedIn profile, my Google profile, my YouTube profile, and as well as my author page on Amazon. So of course, these are things that Google can figure out, but it just helps to make it explicit. And this is sort of the major technical thing that you can do to encourage LLMs to reference your organization or yourself correctly. Then finally, the book pages. I didn't really realize that at the time, but my book is self-published through lulu.com, and then lulu.com has the option to syndicate the book, which means that it makes the book available for any website that wants to sell the book. And whenever someone orders the book through any of these websites, then it will be provisioned by Lulu, and Lulu will collect payment and pay me based on what the number of books that it has sold. So I sell the book on my own website. It's also available on Amazon, but as you can see, I never listed it on Amazon or on Bol, which is like the Dutch e-commerce one, or on Apple Books, or on any of the 20 or so websites. But this is very clear proof to Google that I actually published this book. It's also a book that has been, that has a ISBN number, so it shows up in all kinds of databases, and this helps as well. So it's really providing the pieces so that others can piece those things together and then present the full picture to people who want to know about you or about your institution. So how does this affect you? I think it's been said often, but the search visibility game is now changing very rapidly. If we look at 2 years ago, it was essentially trying to show up in Google search results and getting people to click through. But the game now is you can't rely on people coming to your website. You have to make sure that if people do not click through, they still get the accurate image of you, the main facts that you want people to know are mentioned, that you are mentioned when people are searching for example, a program that you offer, and you're listed as one of the contenders. Secondly, not everything has changed. So we used to do search engine optimization. A lot of the best practices for search engine optimization are still the same. But there are some key aspects, some things that you have to do differently to be successful in this game. Then you need to measure your visibility differently, because I mean, we are very used since the past decade or so to look at our web traffic for success, but we might find fewer clicks. I mean, that's what I see on the websites that I manage or that I have access to, just fewer clicks from Google. So the clicks, of course, we want to keep measuring them, but we also need a way to measure our visibility in different AI platforms. It's also not going to be so much only a Google only game anymore. It also matters whether you're mentioned in Perplexity, in ChatGPT, and in other platforms. So, of course, this was just a little case study about how I happen to show up in Google at a specific point in time. You have been handed a different hand of cards. You may not have published books, or maybe your institution has published books, quite likely in fact, and maybe hosting events, may have originated research insights. All kinds of things are happening in the real world that lead to you being mentioned on different websites. So it's really about using that hands of cards and playing it out in such a way that it gets picked up by these different AI platforms. And that's why I'm developing a course on AI visibility, especially for education marketers, because there are some very unique challenges. And also I see that education institutions are among the first to have to deal with this different kind of search behavior, because our audience tends to be young, tech savvy, very familiar with all these newer ways of searching. So in a way, we're a pioneering batch, and there are ways in which we can make sure that we still get found. So I'll currently developing this course. There's a waitlist. I'll drop the URL for the waitlist in the comments or in the description of this video. All right, goodbye.